Okay, Rabbi, so let's continue our quest on the journey through Hilchas Boire B'Siyata D'Shmaya. So we left off yesterday. I don't even remember what we left off with, but whatever it was something to do with Boire, that I remember. Exactly the sugya I don't know, you remind me. But I want to get into something else today, Be'ez Hashem. I want to talk now off the sugya of peels, which we definitely did yesterday. We spoke about peels, right? Dubi, we spoke about peels. Peels being a special exception to the rule of Boire in the fact that I'm allowed to remove the peel, which I do not want, from the fruit which I do want, which is be'etzem, psoiles, metoich oichel, but they allowed it because it's EF shebe'inyan acher. So now the kasha is, let's move on. Let's leave out peels. What about pits? What about seeds? What about items that are embedded within fruit or even vegetables? Does that have the same din as a peel? Can that be removed because it's EF shebe'inyan acher? That's the normal way of eating. Or is that different because it's not the way to get inside? By a peel, Ilan, I could say there's no way of me getting into the banana in a normal way other than opening the banana by peeling the peel off. Whereas a seed, you cannot say there's no way of eating it without getting rid of the seed first. There is a way of eating it. The shaila is if that's the derech achila or not. So that's really the tut stodim that you have when it comes to pits and seeds, how they differ from peels. Let's talk about la halacha lemaisa. So the Pri Megadim wants to taina. The Pri Megadim says that a pit and something similar to that, for example, you have an avocado or you have a peach, you have somewhere with it, you open it up and you got a big stone, a big pit inside over there. According to Pri Megadim, it's the same thing as a peel, which means its removal is the same thing as peeling a regular fruit or vegetable in order to get to the fruit, and is going to be mutter. And of course it has to be done somach la'achila, just like peeling has to be done close to the time of eating, so to removing the pit of the avocado has to also be taken somach la'achila before eating it. By the way, just because we mentioned avocado, but there's a gavaldige shaila. I'll ask the olam this shaila. Okay, this was a ma'aser shahaya, happened here, and as somebody called me with this shaila, this was Erev Shabbos, and this was a ma'aser shahaya that happened in Kiryat Sefer. Okay, true ma'aser Rabbi Say, true ma'aser. Listen to this, it's amazing, amazing ma'aser. A lady was very, very close to giving birth, and she, Kenai Nahora, had a house full of children over there. So she was about to go to the hospital to go with her mother, whatever it was, her mother-in-law, whatever it was going. She was accompanied with someone, and she says to her husband, listen, somebody's going to look after the kids. We've got no one to look after the kids. We've got young kids at home. You stay behind and look after the kids because, obviously we need someone at home doing so. Say that. But they had the following halachic shaila, right? This is what enters your head. The problem is, what happens if they have a baby boy, mamish, close to shkia? Okay, let's not get involved in hilchos, shalom zachas, and I don't know, but there's a Pri Megadim, al koponim, that it could be they have to make a shalom zacha when it was born, even by shkia, whatever. But the problem is, how's the husband going to know to make the shalom zacha in Kiryat Sefer at home? He'll make it for the few families, for the neighbors, for the shul, whatever. How's he going to know about it? Because it's obviously after shkia. You're not going to start calling, to a Yiddish hospital, Yidden over there. You're not going to start calling him. He's not going to pick up the phone. It's not going to get. So how's he going to know? Rabbi Say, listen to the eitzah that they had. Ma'aser shahaya. The woman said, Echa be'eitzah. What's the eitzah? Kiyadua. Everyone knows, kiyadua, that when you take out the avocado pit from the avocado, it starts to turn brown. But if you leave it in, it remains green. It keeps its freshness. So they had the following eitzah. Okay, here's the eitzah. The eitzah was, they're going to cut the avocado in half, and apparently it works for the other half also. I have never checked this one. Don't try this one at home. I never checked this one at home. But you could try this one. So the husband in Kiryat Sefer is going to keep half of the avocado by him. The woman is going to take with her to the hospital the half with the pit. If it's a baby boy, she's going to ask someone, whatever it is, like one of the Goyish Arabs over there, to take out the pit. And if you take out the pit, then the avocado's going to go brown. If he's in Kiryat Sefer, it's going to go brown. It's a baby boy. He's going to make a shalom zacha. The shaila was, are they allowed to even do that on Shabbos? That's the shaila. Gavaldik. Anyway, I just had to mention that ma'aser. I posted had to mention that ma'aser. That was a Gavaldik ma'aser. Shimon, you go there all the time. It's a beautiful place. Let's move on. Yeah, really? Okay, fine. Where are we? Okay, says the Pri Megadim. taking a pit out is like a peel, and therefore it can be done somach l'suda. You want to make an avocado, you want to make whatever it is, take out the pit from the peach or whatever, and somach l'suda, and you're going to be good over there. Comes along the Chazon Ish, and the Chazon Ish says no, cannot be done. Why? Because he says a very simple svara. By a peel, I understand. The only way to get inside is to peel it. When it comes over here, that's not the only way to get inside the avocado. You cut the avocado in half and you can eat it very well without having to take out the pit. So the Chazon Ish said the way to do it is to hold the pit, hold the avocado, and pull the avocado from the pit or the peach, whatever it is that you're taking, so that you're holding the one that's moving is the nivra, as we said many times. You're holding the one still, that's the pit that I don't want. You mainly have taken the good guy from the bad guy, and that would be okay. And the Ma'aseh Shmir Shabbos says a person should go with Shitas Chazon Ish when it comes to that Shita over there. So therefore, if you can eat the fruit normally by going around the pit, that is a thing that a person should do, right? If, for example, the pit cannot be removed in that way before eating, so for example, you're cutting it for a salad, you can't, eat around it because you want to cut it up for a salad or something else like that, or for example, you're checking it for bugs or something similar to that, then in a Hanami, the Mishnah Berurah says, you can be mekel and remove it samach la'achila by taking the pit itself, and you can be so that it's considered to be like a peel. Moving on to what happens if it's not one pit, but it's a whole bunch of different seeds. For example, a watermelon or cantaloupe, melon, anything similar to that has all different types of seeds in different places. So we'll go one by one. When you have a watermelon, what is the din with that? The best way to do it, the most lechatchila on Shabbos Kodesh, is to put the piece in your mouth, and any pits, the black seeds that you don't want to eat, you spit them out afterwards. The Gemara in Chagiga, if you do something not nice, okay. But obviously we're talking about a case where no one's going to be disgusted by it, where it can be done nicely. But that's the best way to Shabbos Kodesh. There's a Ben Ish Chai, a Mordechai Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai says you can shake it. Interesting how he learns pshat that way. But he says you can shake the watermelon in that way to remove any seeds. And he says especially when you're doing it for a kid, for example, you want to give a piece of watermelon for a kid, you can't expect him to eat the pits and spit them out. It's not negeo, an elderly person or something similar to that. So then the Ben Ish Chai says for sure you can give it a shake in that case. But that's only a situation like a watermelon. If you're dealing with, for example, a cantaloupe or a melon where you open it in half, and you've got a whole hole full of all the seeds, so then like this, there's no boira in that case. Why is there no boira? How are you telling me that the seeds in the middle, right, which is one big clump, is mixed with the fruit of the melon? It's not. And if I could take a spoon, I could just, scoop the whole thing out, no problem. It's not taking bad guy from good guy, because there's no boira, there's no taruvas, there's no mixture. However, the problem is, at the end of that, sometimes you're left with a couple of them. So the chanamis, that's going to be the same thing as what we said about the watermelon, that really you should put it in your mouth. If you can't, because you're giving it to a baby or an elderly person, then there would be a mokim to be making over there. One last halacha, Rabbi say it's late, is if you are checking things for bugs, which again, I don't know anything about Yeridei Sim Pei Gimel, the halachas of Tolayim. You have to learn those halachas yourself. But Al Kaponim, there's a famous Aruch HaShulchan over there in Yeridei Sim Pei Gimel, like Nitna Torah Malach HaShavis, whatever that means when you open your mouth. So the Aruch HaShulchan, bugs are flying in. So you have to know what you have to check. What you don't have to check, you have to look. There's a slideshow on Torah Anytime, you can look it up with all the halachas of, I think we did it before Tu B'Shvat, normally do it, right? All the halachas of checking for bugs. But Al Kaponim, let's say for example, there's a shaila of bugs on lettuce, right? And you want to go along and check the lettuce, and you want to take out the bugs. So it really depends if it's a small bug. Again, bugs could be muktzah also, but it's also grav sharei, so it's disgusting, so therefore it's mutter to remove. Al kaponim, if it's a large bug and you're removing it from the lettuce, the large bug is not considered to be mixed with the lettuce, and therefore it's to be mutter. Whereas if it's a small little bug, little tiny little thing that is mixed with the lettuce, and therefore the eitzah would be to take it together with some of the leaf around it. In that case, one last halacha Rabbi said for the olam is washing fruit on Shabbos Kodesh, fruit or vegetables that is dirty, not stam washing for hygiene purposes, washing because it's actually dirty. In that case, there's enough gemina. I think it's often a Gemara, this Rabbi say, is to take the bunch of grapes or whatever it is that you're washing. Strawberries, by the way, I don't know, we're going to have to, there's a whole different sugi, Rabbi say. Strawberries, I don't know how many yisurim a person can be over if he doesn't check strawberries properly. Shem Yirachah, how many yisurim he can be over by eating strawberries. It's kafala chazach. But a person has to know, even regular fruits that are dirty, to dunk them into a utensil of water is a problem of boira bekli. Boire b'kli, the water is being used as a kli to remove the bad guy from the good guy. Whereas if you put it under the faucet, you put it under the tap, that is already a different situation in that case. And if it's dirty, somach la'achila, then there's a makom to be makel and wash dirty fruit over there. Next week we're going to be finishing Hilchos Boire. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.